Hello and welcome to the Toyota Sports Connection. I'm David Baumann. NFL is officially back on the field tonight, but first, some baseball. The Rays are on a roll, trying to finish off the Kansas City Royals for the 4-game sweep. The last time the Rays swept a team was July 28th through the 31st of 2005, and that team, none other than Thursday's opponent, the Kansas City Royals. Jeff Neiman on the hill for the Rays. He's 5-0 in his last 8 starts. Neiman gets off to a rocky beginning. Eric Hosmer at the plate, and the runner on is Alex Gordon. That grounder is enough to score Gordon, so it's 1-0 Kansas City. Third inning, Ben Zobrist at the plate. 2 aboard, and they're coming home. I'm coming home. Anybody see that show? The military family reunion show called Coming Home? It's pretty awesome. Just making that mention. Anyways, 5th inning, Rays with the lead. Desmond Jennings at third. Evan Longoria adds to his RBI total with a sac fly. That's Longoria's 64th RBI of the season, the second best total on the team. Zobrist with 2 tonight has 67. Rays leading 3-1. Neiman in a jam. Not anymore. Strikeout of Gordon. Neiman goes 6 1/3 innings of 1-run ball. Joel Peralta throws an inning and 2/3 of scoreless ball. And, well, here's another run. This is Sean Rodriguez. That's enough to score Zobrist. 4-1. Kyle Farnsworth shuts down the Royals. Melky Cabrera, it's over. That's the 21st save of the year for Farnsworth. Rays a winner. 4-1 the score. J.B. Long wraps up a terrific week of baseball so far for the Rays. J.B.
It was the kind of day, the kind of series, and really the kind of homestand that makes you wonder, what if? What if the Rays hadn't struggled so mightily this season here on their home diamond? What if Jeff Neiman had been this healthy and effective all along? What if Desmond Jennings had electrified this club maybe just a month sooner? Coming off their first 4-game sweep at the Trop in more than 6 years, the Rays are still not part of the playoff picture, but they've at least given us reason to wonder, what if that momentum carries into New York?
I would like to believe they never thought that we were out of this thing. Talked about it earlier, pick up 1 game a week would be kind of nice with all the weeks left in the season, and if we could just keep that in mind, because it's not going to happen overnight. It just doesn't work that way. You're going to have your little spurts, and something negative may occur, and you can't just stop believing because of that. You pick a 1 game a week, starting a couple weeks ago. We could do this by the end of the season.
We're not too concerned about the standings. We know that what we need to do is focus on what we can do in this clubhouse out on that field. So if we take care of that, we believe that at the end of the year we'll be where we need to be.
It's big, especially going into New York and Boston, who we have coming up next, and to play well at home. We've been trying to kind of get that established all year long, and now is a great time to do it.
The Rays have now won 10 of their last 14 games against teams either below them in the standings or below 500 altogether, clubs they should beat. Now they'll go on the road for 6 games in the Bronx and Boston against teams they have to beat to gain ground in the American League standings. At Tropicana Field, J.B. Long, Bright House Sports Network.
Okay, J.B., let's break down the American League standings. Rays 9 games above 500, but still 9.5 games behind the Boston Red Sox for the top spot, 8.5 games behind the New York Yankees for the wild card, with 45 games remaining in the regular season. It's not going to be an easy task. It is a big weekend ahead for the Rays in the Bronx. The NFL preseason schedule is underway. 5 games Thursday night. Jacksonville is the only team from the Sunshine State in action on opening night. Jaguars taking on the New England Patriots, and the Pats are the odds-on favorites to win Super Bowl 46 with 13-2 odds of winning it all, according to Bodog.com. The Jags have 75-1 odds, and only 6 teams in the NFL have worse chances than Jacksonville of winning the big game. Blaine Gabbert, first-round pick out of Mizzou, gets the call because David Garrard is managing some minor aches and pains. Gabbert leads an opening drive, a 15-yard pass right here to Rashad Jennings. And it leads to a field goal. The drive stalls as Gabbert is sacked right here on 3rd down. Josh Scobie would put home a field goal. The next Jags drive leads to a field goal by Lakeland's Sam Swank. The 25-year-old out of Wake Forest drills a 40-yarder. So it's 6-0 Jaguars. No Tom Brady in this one, sitting this one out because he can. So it's former Michigan State quarterback Brian Hoyer leading a touchdown drive. Aaron Hernandez fumbled, got back on it, had the wherewithal, but he's marked down at the 1. It led to a Stephen Ridley touchdown, 7-6 New England. And then Hoyer finds Taylor Price. Oh, DJ Kitty. Play of the week potential right there. Put it on the board. Patriots destroying the Jaguars, 47-12. Dwight Howard will not be going to play basketball in China anytime in the immediate future. According to the Orlando Sentinel, China is instituting a new rule disallowing NBA players to leave once and if the NBA lockout is lifted. So Howard isn't taking any chances. Instead, he'll stay in the States and work on his offensive game with Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon and a new shooting coach, but he won't say who the new shooting coach is just yet. UCF basketball just keeps winning in Canada. The Knights, with a 93-84 victory over Carleton, that team is the top collegiate program in Canada. They've won 7 of the last 9 national titles there. Keith Clanton, 25 points. PJ Gaynor, 23 points. Drew Felios and Jeff Carlson, the voices of BHSN's Game of the Week, are in the Bay Area, and they'll bring you the upcoming Game of the Week schedule for this fall. And there's more news on our website, bhsn.com, including details on several Storm and Predators players racking up season awards in the AFL. Welcome back. Tiger Woods is always the top story at any golf event, especially at a major. After missing a good portion of the season due to injuries, Woods is taking part in the PGA Championship, which is the final major event of the season. He hasn't shown any signs that he's healthy nor ready enough to compete for a victory. His last win in a golf event, the BMW Championship, September 13, 2009. We're pushing 2 years. Tiger roars, though, in the early going. Birdie on 10. He would birdie 12, and then on 14, Tiger with the approach. This shot winds up about 3 feet from the hole. He grab a share of the lead after 5 holes, but here comes a colossal collapse. He can't even watch. 3 double bogeys, 5 bogeys on the final 13 holes. Woods finishes 7 over par 77, career worst score in a PGA Championship round. And here's the newest sensation. Rory McIlroy injures his wrist on the 3rd hole. He tapes it up and manages to card an even round 70. Meanwhile, Steve Stricker gets the chance to become the first player ever to shoot a 62, but missed that birdie attempt. He'd finish with a 63, the 25th golfer to card a 63 in a major. Well, our 3-time Olympic swimming champion, Brooke Bennett, bit off a bit more than she could chew. She was challenged by 1010 radio host J.P. Peterson to a race that took place Thursday in Tampa. She gave him a 15-yard head start. Proved costly in the 50-yard race. Brooke didn't have enough time to catch up. J.P. was the winner. Afterwards, the two posed for pictures. J.P. actually gets to take Brooke's gold medals on a night on the town due to the victory. Afterwards, she tweeted, quote, "He won fair and square." Thanks so much for joining us. The Tampa Bay Bucks kicking off the preseason in Kansas City. That's at Arrowhead Friday night. And New Tampa tries to take a giant leap toward the Little League World Series Friday night as well. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm David Baumann. Have a great night, everybody.